Hey y'all, it's Brandy and welcome back to the Antisocials Library. This vlog, we are embarking in dark academia fantasy. Well, it was supposed to be dark academia fantasy. I guess one of them didn't actually fit into that category, and that's on me for not doing proper research. So I am filming this intro after the fact, so I've read these books, and man, this was a time. This was a time, and it was a chaotic time. If nothing else, it was chaotic. So I apologize for that, but also, it was a great time. We read some goods, we read some bads, and we read some doozies. First, let's get into how this whole thing started. So I wanted to read dark academia. Specifically, I wanted to read Blood Over Brighthaven, which is the only book that I read in this vlog that I don't physically have. I wanted to read other dark academia with it because I heard that this was such a great dark academia book. So I went out to all of my friends on the Discord, I went to YouTube, I went to Instagram, and I asked everyone what their favorite dark academia fantasy books were. And I took everybody's answers and I put them on a spinner wheel and I spun. And I have the footage and I will put the footage in from how I picked the books, but I filmed them like reel style, like a YouTube short style. I don't know why I did that. So anyway, I will put in here how we picked each book. Let's do spin number 1. Arcana Academy. That one got recommended a lot of times, so I am not upset about this one. I'm excited to see what the hype is. But let's go ahead and do spin number 2. Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. Ninth House is a dark academia fantasy novel set at Yale University following Alex Stern, a young woman with the ability to see ghosts, who was given a full scholarship in exchange for monitoring the occult activities of Yale's secret society. So, I'm sure we've all heard of it. I've never read it. I'm finally going to get to it, and I'm excited. Okay, last spin. A Lesson in Vengeance. So A Lesson in Vengeance got mentioned a couple of times as well. So I'm excited to be able to add this to my TBR so I can finally get what the hype is. Now mind you, that was an entire clip that I filmed with the purpose of using it, and it was unusable because of my idiocracy. So anyway, that's how we picked these books. So I ended up reading A Lesson in Vengeance, Ninth House, and Arcana Academy. I also did in this vlog read Blood Over Brighthaven. That's the first book that I read in the vlog. So I am excited that I delved into this reading. I'm excited that I finally got to kind of crack open that page of the fantasy side of dark academia because I love dark academia. I just never really thought that the fantasy or the fantasy romance would be for me, but I'm excited that I got into them. I'm excited to take you along with me. So let's kick it back to past Brandy and have her talk about some of the first books that she was reading. Okay, hi. I have an update. I didn't have a bookmark when I was reading this last night, so I don't know exactly where I'm at, but I'm a little bit into chapter 2 of this book, and I am thoroughly enjoying it. It is so good. I mean, chapter 1 hooked me immediately, and that's even before we get into like the grit of the story. That's before we even get into what happens on the back of the book. It basically starts off and you're following this man who is trying to cross this frozen river with his like family and his tribe. There is this thing called the blight that will kill you upon contact. So it's like a light that like disintegrates your body as it touches you. And so they're trying to rush across this frozen ice as it's starting to melt because it is getting warmer outside, and trying to avoid getting hit by the blight. And he is the only one that survives, and he's able to, the only adult that survives, and he's able to take his niece and save her and bring her to the other side as well. And on the other side is this civilization that takes them in, uses them as workers. So that's where we leave off with them, is they agree to take him as a worker. And then you start the next chapter following Siona. I forgot her name, but you're following Siona, and she is about to go in for the high mage exam. And this is a really big deal because she would be the first female ever to get the rank of high mage. So we're following her and her like really anxious build up to being able to take this exam. And so yeah, I'm in the middle of that right now where she's about to take this exam. And I know that their lives intertwine throughout the book, so I'm really excited to see them come together. And just the world building in general, and just the explaining and the writing style is, I wouldn't say digestible, because it doesn't like hold your hand when it's explaining things, or at least it hasn't yet, but it is kind of engrossing. Like, I can't put it down. I don't want to put it down. And I also checked out the audiobook from my library, and I started listening to it a little bit when I was getting ready to go, because we're going to the bookstore. I started listening to it when I was getting ready, and the audiobook is incredible. Like, it's really good. So I might do immersive reading on this one, or flip back and forth. I'm not sure. I think I am going to try immersive reading with it and see if I like it. It depends on the book, on how that goes for me, but I did get the audiobook just in case from my library. So that is the book update that I have. And the other update that I have is that I am going book shopping. I worked from home today. I had a class that I'm studying for to get my certification at my job. So I had this class I had to take, and it actually got out a little early. So I was able to update like my book journal and do a little bit of work on that. And then I kind of got dressed and decided, you know what, I'm going to go to Barnes & Noble, which is the closest bookstore to me, which is still like 20-25 minutes away, but it's fine. I'm excited to go. And what we're looking for specifically is A Lesson in Vengeance, because that's the last book that I need for this vlog. But I'm going to see what else is there, because I haven't been book shopping in a really long time. So I'm excited to go and do some damage to my wallet. So I do have my fudge round for the trip as a snack, and my cherry Diet Coke, which, guys, I got a case of cherry Diet Coke because one of my favorite drinks of all time is Coke Zero Cherry. And I haven't been able to find it recently, but I did see Diet Coke Cherry. No, it's not the same. Cherry Coke Zero is just so much better. Coke Zero in general is better than Diet Coke. And that is a fight that I am willing to climb up that hill and die on. All right? I will. So keep that in mind if you disagree with me, because I will be dying on that hill. That's it. That's all I got. Let's go to the bookstore and buy some books. You want to know something crazy? I was holding this mic the entire time when I was talking to you a minute ago. Just a second ago. It wasn't on. It wasn't on. So I hope you can hear that. I hope you can hear anything that I just said in that clip, because that's crazy. Anyway, just wanted to let you know how dumb I really am in the heart of my hearts, and how... Anyway, we're gonna go now. I'm home now. I did some damage. at the bookstore. Yeah, that's that's how many books I bought. Literally just now. I left the store with this many books. I walked into the store with 0. So that's crazy. And you know what's crazier is what I was working on for my reading journal earlier today was my physical TBR. So I really came to terms with how many books were on my physical TBR today. I came to terms with that today. And then I still went out. And bought every single one of these books. So that's something that we don't really need to talk about, but it also maybe is something that I should. Anyway, I just want to let you know that I'm home, and I am going to get settled in for the night, put those books on my physical TBR pile, or or my list of my physical TBR. And another one that I got today, actually, is I got it in the mail. Oh, you know what the best part is? A Lesson in Vengeance wasn't there. Wasn't there. So the reason I walked into that store in the first place, didn't have it. So I'm going to have to order that. I have books to read before we get to Lessons in Vengeance, so it's not like super time consuming that I need it, but like still. Just cracked open a new Diet Coke cherry. Coke Zero is still better, but I am going to get hopefully a good chunk of Blood Over Brighthaven read tonight. I'm going to get ready for bed and get cozy and then jump back in. So just wanted to give you that update, and I'll let you know when I have something else to say. Hi guys. It is days later. It is Monday at, I don't want to say, 9:15 p.m. And I think I mentioned before, but in case I didn't, let me say it again and again and again, like the annoying person that I am truly in my heart. I had a really long work day today. It was one of my long days. Like I said, it happens a couple of times a month, and tonight was one of those nights. So I just got home and just got cozy and put on my Dungeon Crawler Carl shirt, and I really desperately want to read. I do have updates for Blood Over Brighthaven. I have some thoughts for Blood Over Brighthaven, but it's taking me so much longer than I originally wanted to read that book. And that's because I paused and did a couple of other reading things for like to catch up with my friend who we're reading the same series. Anyway, that's not a part of this video, but I just have something to say about Blood Over Brighthaven, okay? I'm obsessed. I'm so obsessed that I made the word obsessed 2 different words combined. I am obsessed, okay? Because the writing style is so engrossing. It is so enthusiastic with the style and how I feel about our main character. I already adore her. And yet I am also already so frustrated with her. And we're just barely into it. So I don't think it's a spoiler because I'm literally barely into the book at all. And I'm pretty sure it's in the synopsis. But we just got to the point where she has been awarded and approved to be a high mage. And so she is starting her job now as the first female high mage in history. And she's, of course, getting ridiculed and like kind of bullied at work by the men, and she's like taking this in stride. She's doing really good with it, but one of the things that she gets bullied with is actually the status of another person. At the beginning of the book, I believe I told you that we are following the Quen, I believe is the like type of person that he is he's a Quen, and they are seen as less than, and he is a janitor at this institution, and he is used as kind of like a sticking point to her because she asks for an assistant, or someone brings up the fact that she doesn't have an assistant, and one of the other high mages was like, fine, just have the janitor. And at first she's like, haha, very funny, like, I get it, you don't think I deserve an assistant. But then she's like, you know what? I'm gonna use him as an assistant. Thank you. Sir, you just got promoted. So she brings the janitor into her lab and is like trying to start to show him the way that the magic system works and like the things that he's going to have to know in order to actually help her. And at first she's kind of like, do you even speak this language? Like, can you even read? Like, kind of very condescending. And the Quen, he goes by Tomlin. Yeah, I can read. And yeah, I think I can do this. And so he's like, if you don't think that this is a problem, sure, I'll help you. I'll basically do whatever you want. You know, he doesn't know. He's been in this position for so long at this point that I feel like he's feeling very defeated in his social status and his societal status. Those are the same thing. Anyway, I have 3 days to finish this and Six of Crows. Six of Crows is not relevant to this vlog, but just so you know, as like a person, that I am supposed to finish both those books by April 30th, and it is April 27th. So tomorrow is the 28th. So I should probably get to reading. But before I get to reading, because it is April 27th, I have to film my May TBR. And would tonight at 9:17 be a good time to do that? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Is it one of the only times that I can do that? Yes. So that's what I'm about to do. And before I take my makeup off and get cozy and ready to go to bed, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to film what's probably going to be a 45 video so that it's ready and filmed, so that all I have to do is edit it, because I don't know when I'm going to have time to do those things. But before I go to bed, I am going to read more of Blood Over Brighthaven, because I am so deeply obsessed with how this book is going. I'm so happy with it. Already. I'm barely into it. According to Storygraph, I'm only on page 79. And I'm already predicting this is going to be a 5-star. I'm predicting that this is going to be a 5-star read. I'm saying it now. If this is the beginning of the Dark Academia fantasy vlog, all I'm saying is that Lesson in Vengeance, Ninth House, and Arcana Academy have really, 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 really tough competition. Okay, guys, so I'm outside at my grandmother's house, and I just wanted to give you an update on Blood Over Brighthaven, because I finally finished it. I finished it, and it was so good. This book is incredible, okay? This is a 5-star book. This book, honestly, changed my existence as a human being, and it needs to be studied in school, because it's incredible. One of my favorite things about this is the fact that the main character is very realistic, okay? So, like, she has this goal to be the most powerful person, and she doesn't mind stepping on other people to get to that point. And I just think that's a more realistic character, because when usually in a fantasy romance or a fantasy novel, you're following someone who is a hero almost, or a heroine, and she's really not that at the beginning of this book, and you kind of see her become who she is throughout the book, and it was just so good. This is like, and I can't believe it's a standalone. I'm happy and sad that it's a standalone, because it's so refreshing to get an all-encompassed story in cover to cover and get everything you need from a book without having to start a whole new series. But also, I would read an entire series of this. So there is that. But yeah, I am at my grandmother's right now, and I'm actually going to leave this copy here because she's going to read it next. So I'm love forcing my agenda on other people. And I am going to go home and start Ninth House after I leave here, and we will catch up when I have something more to say about that. Hi again, it's a brand new day. It is Thursday afternoon at 6 p.m. I just got home from work and had dinner. I don't have a reading update because I haven't been able to read. Still only 20 pages in, but I do have a plan to get to more of it this afternoon. But I did get some book mail, so I wanted to talk to you a little bit about it. The first one being A Lesson in Vengeance finally got delivered, and I am super excited about this because when I opened the package and saw how short it was, I got super, super excited because Ninth House and the Arcana Academy they're pretty big. They're pretty big books. I was like, oh, okay, 4 books of Dark Academia, it might be too much. But then I saw this one and I think I could do it. So I might actually do this next after Ninth House and then end the vlog on Arcana Academy. I haven't decided yet, but I do have it in hand, and now I have a copy that I can annotate if necessary, and the cover is really pretty, so I'm excited about it. But this did come in today. I also got A Touch of Jen by Beth Morgan. It came damaged, which I hate. I hate when that happens, but it is what it is. Yeah, I'm just excited to see if this is for me or if I totally missed the mark picking this up. I'm about to go visit with my grandmother and come home, and I need to edit is really what I need to do this evening. Is I need to edit my May TBR. So maybe I'll do that. But then I will be reading, okay? I will. I'm reading Ninth House because I'm so intrigued and I can't wait to see where this book goes. But that's the update for now, and I will let you know when I have more things to yap about. I am 207 pages into Ninth House, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I think the writing style is really engaging. I'm interested in the story. I like that the narration is kind of going between two timelines. So you're getting a little bit in the past when our main character Alex gets to Yale, and also the current mystery of what's happening right now while she's at Yale, and her kind of mentor that's teaching her the ropes of what they're doing at this secret society in Yale is not in the picture in the present tense, and we don't know why, and I'm sure we're gonna figure it out. I'm super intrigued in the story. I don't really have much to say about it, to be honest, other than like I'm liking it. I don't think it's changing my life in any way, shape, or form, but I love being in this setting. I love that we are in school and we're talking about classes, and while she's doing this paranormal in between worlds kind of work, she's also having to deal with, trying to pass her classes, because for her to maintain her status at this club, this Lethe club or Lethe society, where she is in charge of making sure that the realm between the dead and the living stay closed, while she's maintaining her status of doing that for the Yale University, she also has to be a student at Yale University. She has to have a reason to be there, right? She needs to cover. So she does have to like maintain her grades at Yale, and she is not an academic. So I like that we have that duality going on, and it's a fun time. I'm having a good time with it. I hope I will finish it tonight, but I am about to sit down and edit my videos. I need to do some editing. I haven't really been in the mood to edit lately, to be honest with you, but it needs to happen, or else I'm just filming for no reason. So there is that. And hopefully I will get faster at it so it won't take as long to do each video, but as of now it's kind of an ordeal to sit down and edit a video. So I will let you know when I'm done editing and I'm able to sit down and take another chunk out of Ninth House. Hi friends. I just wanted to come in and let you know that it has been once again several days, but this time I have a reason. Over the weekend I have gotten sick. I am feeling better, but I didn't really do a whole lot of things over the weekend other than rest, but I do have one major update for you, and that is that I finished Ninth House. I thoroughly enjoyed this. I teetered between a 3.5 and a 4, and I ended up on a 4 because I can't say that I thoroughly enjoyed this and then give it a 3.5. To me, that doesn't really make sense. So I ended up with a 4, but the more I think about it, the more I lean towards like a 3.5 or a 3.75 maybe, only because it is so almost convoluted the way that the story is, all of the back and forth and the different timelines, which I like. I like a complicated timeline story. I like that a lot. It's just the execution of it didn't always feel like it was bringing the plot forward, but the way that it ended, I'm definitely reading the next one, I'll tell you that, and I am excited to read it. I do like Alex Stern. I think she's a great character. I like that she is kind of this take no shit, but also like almost people pleasy at the beginning type of person, and I love the character development that she has gone through, and I also love that the story altogether really is a commentary on like societal differences and how it doesn't actually really matter because you are who you are, and where you're from or how much money you have doesn't change the fact of whether you're a good person or a bad person. Period. At the end of the day, doesn't matter. You are going to be who you are. And I love that this book embraces that in the best way. And I thoroughly enjoyed this. I did think in terms of like dark academia, I do think this was more dark academia than Blood Over Brighthaven, like in the traditional sense. I mean, we're at a school setting. It is a dark, magical, societal system, and it actually follows like the macabre type things. So I think in terms of dark academia, this is over Blood Over Brighthaven. I would say this is more of a dark academia book. I did start listening to the audiobook of Lesson in Vengeance by Victoria Lee. I'm not far into the audiobook for this one, and I think I might switch to the physical reading just because I think I could get through this pretty quickly. And then I am going to jump into the physical book a little bit tonight before I go to bed as well. So far, not super grasping me. I'm not going to lie. I'm not really that intrigued. Nothing has happened in the book so far that hasn't been talked about in the premise or in the synopsis. In fact, I haven't even gotten to like those parts in the synopsis yet that were talked about in the synopsis in the book yet. So I don't think that I'm being grasped right away. The writing doesn't really give me that feeling yet, but not saying I'm not enjoying myself, but like as it's going right now, I'm probably less than a quarter of the way through if I had to guess. I'd have to look at where I'm at in the audio. But I'm not super obsessed with the writing, and I'm not like really engrossed in the story quite yet. But I do like the setting. I do like the setting a lot. Talking about Dark Academia vibes, this does give Dark Academia vibes much like Ninth House does. We're set at this school, and she's in this home that's at the school. So she lives on campus in this dark academia vibe, and it's dark because the house that she lived in is rumored to have had witches in it. So, and obviously we're following this mystery about her ex-girlfriend. We don't know what happened to her, but we're getting little snippets of what possibly could have happened to her like throughout the story. So I'm assuming that story is going to get filled in as we go, and I'm having a good time with it, but I don't think that it is like gonna change my life or anything like Blood Over Brighthaven did, and I don't think I'm gonna like it as much as I liked Ninth House, but that's my prediction as of now. We will see what I actually think about it. I'm hoping to actually start reading these books pretty quickly so I can wrap this vlog up, because this is going to be a long one. I need to fold some laundry, and then I think I might listen to this while I fold some laundry, and then I'll switch to the physical and read it until I go to bed. I'm going to go get ready for bed and do my chores, and then I'm going to go rest. And then I will let you know when I have an update, perhaps in the morning, maybe? What if I could finish this tonight? Wouldn't that be crazy? It is 10 p.m. So if I did finish it, that was an irresponsible choice, future Brandy. Okay. Anyway, I'll see you in the morning. Bye. Hi, hello. It is Tuesday after work. I am literally leaving work as we speak right now. And I just wanted to give you an update on Lesson in Vengeance, because I did listen to this book a little bit more last night while I was doing laundry. And then I kind of jumped into the audiobook right before I went to bed. Or I jumped into the physical book right before I went to bed. And yeah, I know I had said that the writing hadn't really grasped me and that I wasn't like super interested in it. The writing grasped me. Okay. There are parts of this book that have literally like made me stop. Like I almost wanted to tab it. There are just certain writing style choices that Victoria Lee is doing that is really making me feel like I'm an academic with them, if that makes sense. And I'm really just having a good time with it. And the writing is beautiful. For a YA novel too, I mean, it's kind of like really impressive actually that this is the style of writing, that it's the level of writing, because that's usually my problem with YA, is not the quality of the writing, but how young the writing feels. And this doesn't feel young. It does at certain points, like, because we're following younger characters, and of course younger characters are going to act young. So like, I kind of rolled my eyes a little bit about some of the stuff, but I think if you can just go into this knowing that it's like a Gossip Girl-esque thing, a Gossip Girl in the sense of like, these are rich teenagers that are acting like adults. Like they're drinking, they're partying, they're doing drugs, but they're like 17. And so I think that if you can just accept that, then I genuinely think you can have a good time with this. I'm having a good time with this. So that's my update for Lesson in Vengeance. I'm on my way home right now, and I'm going to eat dinner, and then probably do some more laundry, because I didn't finish it all last night, and then do some reading. Do some more reading. Get caught up on the reading. Okay, guys. I'm sitting outside and finishing up A Lesson in Vengeance, and I think I take back every nice thing that I've said so far. I don't think I like this book. Like, I think I'm slugging through it. I don't think that I'm a fan of this book at all. Even if I come to terms with the fact that this is basically just like Gossip Girl for like the rich kids that get to do whatever they want because they have no parental supervision, I still think these characters are acting stupid. I don't like what's happening. And it's not, other than the few like really good writing moments where I think that the author is really doing a great job with illustrating the vibe of the story, outside of that, I don't even really think that the writing is very enticing. I feel like I'm all over the place with this review because I don't really know what I think. I have that much left, which is not that much, and I don't want to finish it. Like, genuinely, I wouldn't care if I'd never picked up this book again and I never knew how the book ended. Like, I wouldn't care. But obviously I'm going to finish it because I'm reading it for the vlog, and also, like, I'm almost done with it, so I'm going to finish it. But just letting you know that I don't think I care about this book. I don't think I like it very much, and I don't know if it's because it's YA or if it's just, I don't want to say it's because it's YA because I feel like that's not fair to YA books. I don't think that that's why I don't like it. I think I don't like it because it's not very good. But I'm going to go ahead and finish it up, and I will let you know what I think when I am done. Okay, I finished it. I finished A Lesson in Vengeance, and I gotta be honest with you, y'all, I did not like this book. I think I'm gonna end up with a 2-star. That's where my heart immediately jumped to when I finished it, and I think it's because this felt like a cheaper version of a book that I would actually really like. And I know I keep saying it, and I don't mean to sound redundant, but I don't want to blame it on it being YA, because I think the writing style was really good for a YA book. Not just for a YA book, for a book in general. But I don't normally like YA, so it's easy for me to just go, oh, I just didn't like it because it felt YA. But that's not what I disliked about this. That's not what I disliked about it. So I'm trying to be like really honest with myself about that. This felt like it was trying to do something really deep and mysterious and following our main characters as they're kind of falling into a sense of madness while chasing these like occult things. And I mean, to be honest with you, they're just books that did this so much better with the same dark academia vibe. Like, honestly, it's not like a fantasy book, in my opinion, because like what about this was fantastical. Like this felt like the Secret History's younger brother. This felt like the Secret History had a baby with Bunny, and like this is their like redheaded stepchild. And I'm allowed to say that because I'm a redhead. I did really like a lot of the writing. Like I would read Victoria Lee again because the writing style was incredible. I genuinely was engaged and liked her writing. I just didn't care for the story. I thought it was predictable. I figured out what was happening like almost immediately. And normally with a like dark academia vibe like this, when you know what's going to happen, like I knew what was going to happen, that doesn't, or it shouldn't, negate how you feel about the book. Because I mean, take The Secret History, for example. That's a 5-star book for me. I loved The Secret History. And you kind of know from the very beginning, like, you know what happened. Like, you know that they are this group of people that are fucking insane in the membrane and are obsessed with this dark academia and the occult. And you know at the beginning of the book that someone is dead, right? Like, you know that at the beginning of the book. And then you are following the main characters back in time, kind of following, leading up to the events. And just because you know the ending of what happens to this one particular character, it doesn't matter, because the descent into madness was so good and so engaging that became the story. Whereas I knew what was happening to our characters in this. Like, I saw this coming from a mile away, and I didn't think that the execution of that madness was very good. So I'll leave it at that. I could probably ramble about this for a while, but I think if you want a comp to this that I personally think was done better is The Secret History, for that same vibe of a group of kids at this prestigious school that think they're better than everyone and kind of find themselves being involved in some nefarious things. I think The Secret History is a better recommendation from this. But if you are into the vibe of a group of females at this prestigious school who become obsessed with the occult, like in this one, where they become obsessed with witches, and you kind of have this idea during some of the book that, like, is something supernatural happening or is it not? Like, is our main character reliable or is she not? Then I would recommend Bunny. I think Bunny is far superior to this. Bunny is also a 5-star read for me. Incredible. This I'm going to leave at a 2. So we're going to leave it at that. So that's disappointing, but it is what it is. I think the last book on my TBR for this vlog is Arcana Academy. So yeah, Arcana Academy. Do y'all say Arcana or Arcana? Arcana or Arcana? Please tell me. I need to know. I need to know how you say it, or else I won't sleep at night. Anyway, I'm really nervous to get into this. I really am, I'm not gonna lie to you, because this is such, one, a big book, and two, it is more of a romantasy than it is anything else. But I'm also hoping that it really gives dark academia vibes, because that is one thing that I will say for Lesson in Vengeance, is that it gave dark academia, just like Ninth House gave dark academia. I'm hoping this gives that vibe with like actual fantasy. Like, I want real fantasy. Ninth House did good with the fantasy aspect, and Blood Over Brighthaven did good with the fantasy aspect because they're actual mages and witches, and Ninth House did as well. Lesson in Vengeance, not so much. It's not a fantasy novel, and that might just be my bad in thinking that it was. That could just be a misnotion going into it, but that to me is not fantasy. I'm hoping that this is, because I could really, oh no. So I'm just reading the back of it, and it just says, a mysterious academy, uncertain alliances, and a unique spin on tarot make the perfect backdrop for a sexy romance. Guys, I don't do well with sexy romances. But maybe I'll love it. Maybe I'll love it. I'm going into it with an open mind. This could change everything for me. Who knows? I mean, I liked Akatar, but that's about as sexy as I like it. So I guess we'll find out. I will probably crack into this tonight just to like get started. I don't expect to make any like real progress with it because it's going to be a late night for me for sure.
and I did already finish a book today, but I am trying to kind of get this vlog wrapped up so that I can get my thoughts together and rank these dark academia books. I really am having a great time. I'm having a great time reading them. It's just, I need a good pick-me-up, and I'm hoping this ends on a great vibe. But I will say, since I've talked about this on my TBR, so many people, so many wonderful people have commented wanting to know my thoughts and wanting to know what I think, and are also thinking about picking this up or have picked this up and loved it. So I'm hearing nothing but great things about it. So I am going into this not with high expectations, because I don't want to put myself at a disadvantage for something that may not be my thing, but I'm going with, I think, appropriately elevated expectations, and I'm super excited to get into it. But that is the plan. I will let you know when I have something to say about Arcana Academy. I feel like the lighting is probably really bad, but that's okay because it's in the morning and I'm about to go to work, so it is what it is. But last night I started Arcana Academy, and I'm only a whopping 4 chapters in. Not even. I'm on chapter 4. I'm 3 chapters in. I'm about to start chapter 4. And when I tell you, I've already gooped and gagged. I've already audibly gasped. So I think that means that I like it. Like, I'm already invested in these characters and I'm already invested in the story. And I feel like that's really promising because this book scares the crap out of me. Just in the first couple of chapters, we have been following... I am the worst with names. I don't know if you've learned this yet about me by watching, but I can't remember anyone's name for the life of me. What is her name? Clara. Okay? We're following Clara. And when the story opens up, she's in prison for practicing this tarot magic, making tarot cards infused with magic, outside of the academy's purview, right? So she is in prison for that for life. But while she's in prison, she's like really mistreated and really malnourished, and you know, that typical thing where she's like at the littlest she's ever been and the weakest she's ever been, and she's like not very powerful or whatever. The prince comes. The prince of this kingdom comes. The second prince, right? And he comes, and apparently he is known to be evil. He is merciless. He is possibly the one that gave the order that killed her mother. He is evil. And he interrogates her, and he's like, how did you do this? How did you make the magic that you did outside of the academy's purview? Like, whatever, he's interrogating her, whatever. Basically, it's all a test. And he's tested her to see if she actually is who he wants to come into the academy and search for this lost, longed, almost mythological 5th type of tarot that apparently has been like I said, a myth or a legend for some time. He's like, no, it exists, and I think you can find it for me, so you're going to do that because I got you out of prison. And I know this is going to be a romance because it's been told to me that it's been a romance, but it's like one of those things that I can tell. Like, I can tell you're setting him up to be like almost Shadow Daddy vibes. Like, I can tell. Don't love that, to be honest, because I would rather the anticipation be built up organically rather than on page 1 him being like described as, you know, the typical person that you would imagine in that scene. If I'm not making sense, that's because I'm not making sense. So anyway, I just wanted to say that I'm thoroughly enjoying this so far. I just wanted to come in this early and say, y'all clocked it, I think. When you recommended me this book, I think you clocked it. And it's outside of my comfort zone, really, because the romance part is really kind of outside my comfort zone. But the magic and the fantasy and the magic system, absolutely incredible. Super unique, really enthralled by it. And I am wanting to read this right now. I want to stay home from work today and read this book. So just wanted to let you know that is the update. I am going to go to work. So I will talk to you when I have more things to say. Hi, hello. It has been so many days since I spoke to you. It has been so long. It is currently 7:30 in the morning on Thursday, the 14th. So a lot has happened since the last time we spoke. But you know what hasn't happened? I haven't finished the last book yet. So that's why you haven't heard from me. But I did have a really great weekend. My friend Amanda came and we hung out and we went book shopping and all of the fun stuff that we like to do when we're together, and that was a great time. So I didn't get any reading done while she was here, and I have been so busy at work that I haven't really been able to do a lot of reading in my free time anyway. But I do have an update. I am significantly into the Arcana Academy. I don't have my copy with me right now because I'm in the car, but I am, I think, on chapter 49, I want to say 49, and a lot of huge stuff has been happening, and we finally got to a certain point that I was expecting to get to in the book, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. So basically, I'm really liking it. I'm really liking the story. I tried doing the audiobook to be able to do this while I was doing my chores and stuff, so I listened to it a lot yesterday. I don't love it, to be honest. My experience physically reading it is significantly better than the audio experience, so I am going to finish reading it physically as to not taint that experience, because that does happen to me sometimes. I really do place a lot of value in the audiobook experience. I'm really enjoying it. I love our main character. One of the things that I love about her, Clara, is that she is so unapologetically her. I had a very similar feeling with Blood Over Brighthaven with Sorsha, how she was just her. You know what I mean? No, you don't know what I mean because I haven't explained it yet. Both of these characters are unapologetically almost ruthless and selfish and just real people. They're both more involved and more concerned with themselves than they are the greater good, at least through for a fraction of the book. At least that is a part of their character development, is that part of themselves. And I just love that. I love the realistic side of that. I love that it's more likely to come across someone who would sacrifice such great things for their personal family rather than the greater good, or for themselves and what they've worked on rather than the abstract greater good. And I just love that our character is also like that. It's very similar to Blood Over Brighthaven in that way, I think. And I'm really just having a great time with it. It's long. That's the only thing I'll say so far, is that it's long, and I don't know if it needs to be this long, but I am having a really good time with it. Don't know if I fully ship them as a couple, if we're being honest. Clara and I can't even remember his name. What is his name? Anyway, Clara and the main male character, I don't know if I ship them. He doesn't give me, they don't give me that same feeling that I got when I read Resand. And I know that so many of you are going to roll your eyes thinking that I'm comparing these two to Resand, but that's my best comparison. That's my favorite book boyfriend, because I don't read a lot of romantasy. I don't have a lot of experience in this genre, so that's my elite tier, is Feyre and Resand, and this doesn't really give me that. I'm hoping that it'll start to build into more of a couple that I would be actually interested in really, really following. But in terms of their political intrigue and the inner workings of the academy and how that's working, I'm really enjoying her going to classes and her taking her tests and helping her out her other students. I'm really enjoying the environment. Overall, I'm having a really good time. I'm pretty strong at a 4-star. A 3.75 4 stars where I'm at right now, and I will be able to finish it tonight. That is 100% certain. I will be home after work, sitting down and finishing this book, and then I will give you an update, and that'll be the end of this vlog. That has been chaotic and crazy. I am going to go to work right now, and I will let you know when I finally finish Arcana Academy. We're going to wrap up this vlog because I finished Arcana Academy.
And one thing that I will say is that the ending had me gooped and gagged. Gagged and gooped. I was both. And to be honest with you, the plot twist actually twisted. It twisted. It got me. And what's crazy is I went on Pagebound and looked at what people were saying about this book at the ending. And everyone was like, oh my gosh, it was so obvious, but I still loved it. To me, it wasn't obvious. And that's crazy because usually I'd be knowing these things before they happen. And I did not be knowing this one. So I think my overall thought process is good. My whole thought process is good. I think I'm going to end this at like a 4-star, 4.25 stars, because the storyline was good. The magic system really intrigued me. I actually thoroughly enjoyed the setup of the magic system for this one. And with the tarot and the magic cards and things like that, I thoroughly enjoyed that. But what didn't hit for me was the relationship between our two main characters. Like, Clara and Kalis's relationship did not give what I think the intended giving was supposed to give. You get me? I think it's really supposed to be a hate to love, high tension, can't understand why I love you so much type feeling. But honestly, this formula has been done better in my personal opinion. And I don't even live in this world. Honestly, I just didn't get that same vibe. I don't care if they end up together or not. That's how I felt throughout the entire book. I was reading it and I was like, I don't care. But I love the story though. I love where the story is going. The plot has gotten me. The side characters loved. Silas, love. But the main romance, could give or take. So I think that's why I'm going to give it a 4.25, 4 stars. What I will say, though, is it is very Dark Academia vibes. This gives very much actual Dark Academia. I'm going to give this a solid 4.5 out of 5 for Dark Academia. The school setting was perfect. The darkness was really well described. I liked the setting was very castle-esque. It kind of gave the school that we shall not talk about because of she who shall not be named. It kind of gave that vibe, but adult and like you could die. Like better. Like this was done really, really well with the setting and the academy vibe. So I will give it a 4.5 out of 5 for Dark Academia. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Since we're talking about the vibes for Dark Academia, let's recap the vlog, shall we? I read these 3 books. A Lesson in Vengeance. Why am I reading it like this? This is crazy. A Lesson in Vengeance, Arcana Academy, and Ninth House. And those are probably all upside down. But like, whatever. Those are the books that I read. And Blood Over Brighthaven, which I don't have my physical copy of because my grandmother is currently reading it. But let's do a recap of the vibes and the overall enjoyment of each book. Blood Over Brighthaven, I'm going to give 2.5 out of 5 stars in terms of Dark Academia. It was Dark Academia, but not really in the sense of what I was looking for. Like, it really wasn't that academic in that way. That's a 5-star book, though. It's a 5-star book. 5 out of 5. 100%. Love that book. Might be my favorite book of the vlog. In fact, not might, is. That is my favorite book of the vlog. And then I read Ninth House, which did give Dark Academia more so than Blood Over Brighthaven. So I'm going to go with a solid 3.5. I think 3.5 out of 5 for Dark Academia, because it wasn't a perfect Dark Academia setting because it just veered away from the scholastic side of it and the actual academia side of it. So there is that. But the actual book itself, I thoroughly enjoyed. I think I'm going to end up on a 4-star for Ninth House. And then I read the flop of the video, in my personal opinion, Lesson in Vengeance. Now, in terms of Dark Academia, this is a solid 4 out of 5. Honestly, really great Dark Academia vibes. Was set in a school, liked the school setting. It was dark, it was academic, I liked it. The book itself, not fantasy, not fun, didn't enjoy it. I gave it a 2-star. And finally, like I just talked about, Arcana Academy. Again, probably the most academic in terms of the Dark Academia settings. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5. Actually, I'm changing it. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5 for Dark Academia. It is absolutely the vibe of a Dark Academia book in all of the best ways. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And I'm going to end, like I said, on a 4.25 in the overall rating. So yeah, that is a study in Dark Academia. Thanks so much for spending this time with me. It has been a hectic vlog, but I'm glad that I got through it all, and I hope that you enjoyed it. I read some really great books, and I overall had a really good time, and turns out I'm obsessed with Dark Academia fantasy, and I want more, and I need more, so give me more recommendations, please, and I will do a part 2 of this. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you have made it this far, go down below and leave a book stack emoji, a candle emoji, anything that's Dark Academia, the crow, that gives Dark Academia vibes to me. I don't know. But yeah, leave me anything that's Dark Academia down below, and I'll see who makes the most creative set of Dark Academia emojis. I think that would be really fun. And don't forget to like and subscribe while you are down there, and you can also hit that notification bell so that you can get notified the next time that I post. And just remember to read well and rest well. And I will catch you in the next one.